Yo, what is good, world? It's your boy, Calvin Leroy King III, and as always, I have my lovely co-hostess with the most by my side, Miss Reese PC, the one and only.
Hey, y'all.
And we thank y'all for tuning in and turning up for another dope episode of This, That, and the Third, the lifestyle show that gives you life.
Literally.
Now, we're going to begin the show in the best fashion we know how, and that's by talking about this woman's face being beat.
No.
What is going on, Reese? I mean, she walks into the studio. We're live at Studio 2226 right here on the east side. And walked in looking like the goddess that she is. What made you step into your glory today? Can you tell the people?
Well, actually, so we're doing a photo shoot for some new apparel we have that we haven't worn. It's been in my closet, and it's such the weather for it. So,
man, it's brisk, baby. It was
ready.
a high of 48 today?
Yes.
Man, it's cold as shit in the city, man. But we gonna deal because we used to it, right?
Yeah.
But she definitely looks good. So I know you're slow clapping at home, and I'm slow clapping inside my heart. But getting back to the lecture at hand, we're gonna begin with some new news for all y'all new news. Beginning with news and your president, not mine, 4-5. What do you do?
Okay, so if you guys haven't heard, another one of Trump's cabinet members is resigning, or she's just not going to run for re-election. She was the UN ambassador. Her name is Nikki Haley. And she's actually one who's lasted this long because she's had 7 other cabinet officials resign under her.
Now, how long has this nigga been in office? Because it feels like an eon at this point.
What, it'll be...
Going on 3?
No, a year?
It feels like a very long time.
It feels like forever.
We got elected in what?
Last
16, year? I feel like. I think we was on the 8, the 12.
Oh, you know, 16. It was 16. We were at the other place.
We're at the end of 2018. Yeah. It's been a long time.
Well, a lot of the other cabinet members who did resign only lasted, I think the longest was 500 days. They didn't last very long.
Nah, a little bit over a year. Yeah. A little bit over a year.
So Nikki resigned, and then Trump was heard saying at the press conference that he think Ivanka would be great for the job. But he said, he was like, you know, if I picked her, then they would call it nepotism. And
we already do, nigga.
Yeah.
You know, first of all, like, your
whole
picks
family
are terrible, dog. You're like that nigga at the basketball court that's picking people based off height, not off skill. Like, you're picking your friends and they suck at hoops. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, man, more of the same. Are you surprised by this stepping down, or?
No, I think nothing surprises us anymore with the Trump
lowered
administration.
Expectations with this administration.
You never really heard about her. You don't know why. You don't know.
They didn't even give a reason why she stepped down.
She just said she didn't want to run.
Step down.
And I think it could be because of the pick. Y'all know your boy got Supreme Court pick, Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh gonna be a Supreme Court justice for long if he keeps up those antics. I just feel like, I know it's a lifetime appointment and stuff like that, but you are who you are, and I think sometimes success only magnifies that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he shits the bed once he gets in office.
I won't be surprised if a lot of different things happen.
Yeah. Was I misreading, or did the Hispanic woman that Obama appointed to Supreme Court, I forget her name, but did she back this nigga? Did she end up saying,
Is that the older lady?
I think she's a little older and a lot Hispanic.
I don't remember.
No, okay, maybe I misread. Maybe it was fake
Supreme
news.
Court, because Lindsey Graham blocked everybody.
Yeah, I remember we talked about that a few episodes back. Lindsey Graham caught blocking. Okay,
yeah, I don't remember.
Man, at the end of the day, man, I just think it's politics as usual. We are waiting for this dude to be impeached, which probably ain't gonna happen.
Well,
or
because
resign,
Kavanaugh,
or just age out.
This is why this was so instrumental in him getting that pick, because Kavanaugh doesn't believe in impeaching or indicting any president.
Yeah, he says.
So he got him in his pocket.
Yes.
But you know, there's a women's march this Saturday, and I think it may be part of the lack of support for that pick. And I didn't see, but I heard, and I think I don't remember where I saw it, but Amanda Seals, that's what it was, a little post, that women have been kneeling in protest of Kavanaugh being picked.
Interesting.
And so Amanda was like, how dare you kneel and not acknowledge why Colin Kaepernick was kneeling in the first place, because it was a protest.
How you gonna steal his signature move? And did you have Nikes on while doing it is my question. Like, at the end of the day, man, I think that people ride trends. That's why there might be protests now, there might be protests tomorrow. There might be protests all throughout the rest of the year, and then they will eventually subside and go away. Do you ride up Michigan Avenue? And more recently, it's been picking up because whatever's going on in the hospitality industry. But there's like always somebody picketing the Congress Hotel. Nobody pays attention to that shit, G. It's like, sit down. The picket signs don't work. The marching doesn't work.
No, I don't want to say that because I think those are the hotel workers. So.
That's what I know they are. They're the disgruntled hotel workers that are not being treated fairly and deserve to be treated fairly. But it's like the picketing, it's like people are coming and taking your job for that time that you're picketing and just walking straight past your picket line like, excuse me, or I'm going through the side door.
Well, and I think from the everyday person that we see it, we don't think anything is happening. But I think
in
behind
the background,
yeah, because my mom was supposed to go to the Lyric Opera yesterday.
They not with the shits over
And
there.
so we were trying, she couldn't make it, so she was going to give me the tickets. We was trying to figure out. So she called me like, girl, do you know they're on strike?
Girl.
I was like, no.
Girl, don't go. It's dangerous.
But it's the whole union thing, too, dealing with these workers.
The union. But I see it all up and down, I guess where King kind of is beginning to turn to Cermak, so right there by Hyatt and all that McCormick area. It's a lot of picketing going on over there. I don't know if they're getting the results they want. But sticking with politics, man, did you hear about your boy Kanye pulling up to the White House in the Oval Office? How do you feel being in this Oval Office with me? Him and Jim Brown and Trump had lunch today, and it was a shit show.
Why was it a shit show?
Today. So Trump is in there at the Oval Office, at the head of the desk or whatever. They're in the Oval Office. Cameras, reporters, Kanye, MAGA hat, all day.
Right.
Jim Brown, old ass. You know who Jim Brown is?
That is Original Gangster, right? Jim Brown.
Original Gangster, one rib from I'm Gonna Get You Sucker.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that nigga. Legendary football player, turned sort of activist. But like he tried to get Colin Kaepernick to meet with him, like previously. He tried to get Colin Kaepernick to meet with him, sit down with him. Cap wasn't going. So then what I'm hearing from the, Ebro, that real famous.
Why does that name sound familiar?
He kind of like the Breakfast Club, but it's just one of him. So he got his own popular radio show out of New York. So Ebro, he says he got a call from Kanye.
Ain't he on Hot 97?
Something like that.
Yeah,
cool,
he's a programmer.
Cool, yes, real cool dude, right? He say, man, Kanye hit his line and was like, yo, I'm trying to get Cap to come to this lunch meeting at the White House with me this Thursday. Ebro said, man, we ain't doing that. Kanye said, man, bro, like, at the end of the day, man, I've been talking to my dad recently, and my dad told me, you know what I'm saying, like, you need to hear him out. This would be a good move for the culture, blah, blah, blah. Ebro said, man, no disrespect to your pops. We're not doing that. He said, man, well, what's his name told me it was going to happen, so put him on the phone. He said, I'm going to put him on the phone, and nothing's going to change about what I'm saying. We're not doing that. So Cap didn't go, didn't even talk to Kanye, whatever. We was trying to get to him through Ebro. Kanye and Jim Brown end up going today. And they're sitting down, this whole media event. Trump done canceled important meetings with senators and shit like that. And they're talking about bringing factory jobs back to Chicago. They're talking about changing curriculums and education. He's talking about, hey, I just want to let you know I made a Make America Great hat, and I took the again off because time doesn't exist. And I think that's what black people are getting tripped up on, is that all we live in is this moment right here, and we need to stop worrying about the future. I think we should have creativity centers dedicated to Yeezus, and we bring these to Chicago, and we let people just be like a Montessori type thinking type of school and institution, blah, blah, blah. So he had some good points. He had some
that sounds good.
Some not so good points, but it was just the whole circus of it all. So I'm sitting here strolling and trolling through social media. D.L. Hughley went in on this nigga. Goddamn T.I. You know, he just made a track with him on the new Ye, and it didn't make it to the album, but it was, I think it was Kanye versus the People. And T.I. was representing the people. Yeah. He was like, man, I've held my tongue for too long, bro. Fuck you, man. Fuck your political stances. Fuck all this shucking and jiving you doing. I heard somebody refer to him as the equivalent of Mantan, I think that was his name, on Bamboozled. Spike Lee's Bamboozled, just that confused Sambo-ass character was just lost in space. And it's not looking good for your boy Kanye, G. It's just like he's losing the people. I'm not saying he's losing his mind. I'm not saying anything about that. But they're, again, mental health, this, that, and the third. But they just like, it was just when you see the interview, you will have questions. That's all I'm going to say.
When I put this hat on, it made me feel like Superman.
Then turned to lament the absence of masculine role models, then and now.
My dad and my mom separated, so I didn't have a lot of male energy in my home. And also, I'm married to a family that, you know, not a lot of male energy going on.
Like his wife, Kim Kardashian, whose own Oval Office meeting led to the release of a drug offender, West was in the White House to win clemency for another prisoner, Larry Hoover, serving 6 life terms for gang and drug offenses.
It's very important for me to get Hoover out because in an alternate universe, I am him.
Okay, so but from what I'm
He
hearing,
called the nigga a smart cookie.
he called who was smart cookie?
Kanye. He said,
He's a smart cookie.
he was like, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm having this meeting with 2 people that I like and admire, and I guess they like me. Kanye was like, no, I love you.
I love this guy right here. Yeah.
Call it
I love you, man.
Okay, so there were clownish things
Dog,
going
it
on.
was hello, my baby, hello, my honey, hello, my ragtime gal type shit going on, in my opinion.
Okay, but still, it
Come
sounds
back.
like he wanted to get some stuff in Chicago, right? And isn't that the point? Regardless of how it looked, regardless of the foolery, right? You just named
Separate
some.
the mess from the message. I get you. I get you.
Named some pretty good stuff
Nah,
that
I
he was
agree, I
trying
agree.
to get back here in Chicago, right? So I just think, like, if you can follow Trump and if you can be a Trump supporter, Kanye can do whatever he want to do.
I mean,
in
and
my
I
opinion.
agree with that. I agree with the freedom of speech. He made a very good point in terms of they asked, well, what about the guns? What's going on in Chicago? Blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah. Trump is for stopping frisk. What are you about? He was like, well, he said the guns ain't the problem. Illegal guns are the problem. Very true statement.
Yeah.
So shout out to Kanye for staying partially woke.
Stop dropping them on the railroad.
Yeah, but it was just a lot to the interview, and it was just it was interesting. It was
Why
very
was this
interesting and very
televised?
entertaining.
What-
Why was this
this on?
televised? This was on Fox that I watched it on. I don't know. I'm thinking a lot of other people covered it because it's one of those breaking news stories, G. So you got to check that out and let me know your thoughts on it, please. Please. Can you tell me? Speaking of Kanye,
nothing to
arch
say about
nemesis, I believe, to Kanye at this point, Taylor Swift is making some footprints in the political space. Have you heard about what she's been on?
Yes, and I was shocked. So Taylor tweeted out in support of 2 Democratic candidates in Tennessee,
Yeah.
that she's going to vote for.
You remember that song? Take me to another place. Take me to another place.
Okay, but what does that have to do with Taylor
It
Swift?
was all Tennessee.
I didn't know that.
Oh, my bad. I digress.
Isn't that
Arrested Development.
yeah, I was
For the
going to say
people.
for
I
the
don't know.
people.
One of the
No,
two.
it was Arrested Development.
Group
no.
theory. We
So
don't
she
know.
tweeted, and in her home state, over 5,000 people registered that day in Tennessee, and over 100,000 young people between the ages of 18 and 25 got registered, which is more than last month.
And that's the thing. They're saying that. Shout out to Taylor Swift. Shout out to Stan Woke, going vote.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody that's part of the movement and actually going about it the right way.
Right.
What they're saying that Kanye is using his platform contrarily to what Taylor is using it for. They're calling it anti-intellectualism. So they're just saying like he's speaking on prison reform. He's speaking on workforce development. He's speaking on things that he's not knowledgeable about. So it's just kind of difficult to be like, nigga, you've read, like he said he was like, yeah, we need more STEM schools in Chicago. Hey, what STEM mean? You know what I'm saying? Like he's just very uninformed.
So he's kind of like the president, is what you're saying.
Aha!
All right, carry
And
on.
birds of a feather.
Right.
And another thing that they really said, and I think this was on CNN with Lyman, what's the light-skinned dude name?
Don Lemon.
Don Lemon. They was
Get it
cracking
right,
up
okay.
laughing at this dude. But this was Wednesday, so this was the night before
Four.
he went on for the
Okay.
lunch, but they just knew he was going. And they was just like, man, first of all, Kanye doesn't read. He's not well versed in the shit. You should get other intellectuals to, have these conversations.
Right.
But they were just saying how it's not surprising that a politician who is a media whore and an entertainer who is the same are using each other to be like, man, well, I'm trying to get in your space. You trying to get in my space. Let's, work this out. So
Meanwhile, okay, they just had a presidential election in Brazil.
they have presidents in Brazil?
Yeah.
I just knew they had thong bikinis.
And
Think what
Brazil is
Brazilians.
doing horrible right
Oh,
now.
I thought you were going to say
Rio
something
is
about
not full
Huh?
of asses and
No?
fun times.
the Olympics didn't fix it.
No.
Why didn't we get the Olympics?
You
Fuck
don't
the
want
Olympic
the
Committee.
Olympics.
We should have had the
You
Olympics.
really don't want the Olympics. Do you see what they do to the places after they leave?
I mean, what you going to do to Chicago?
Devastation.
How you going to devastate Chicago? Chicago is
You'd be
ready for
surprised
some
because
Olympics.
Rio was pretty bad before it got there, and now it's worse.
But I'm just saying,
And
like,
then what
'cause
we
they
gonna do
building-
with that big old facility?
What would we do with it?
What use are you gonna? You got the United Center, you got Rosemont, you got all these other facilities, right? So what are they gonna do with that? Because it's just going to be there once they leave.
Three straight. We would have figured it out, is what I'm saying. Soldierville little as fuck. We could turn this into a museum. It's right there by the museums.
Whatever.
Go ahead. So because Brazil is not doing well, how can we help? What number do we need to call? What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a fuck about Brazil? What? What's going on in Brazil and how can we help?
Whatever.
I'm just saying.
No, they just had a presidential election.
Okay.
And I think it tied because one of the candidates is more like a dictator. As I told you, China had a presidential election. They actually chose the one that's like the dictator. So a lot of these countries are doing that same time. They all are similar to Trump.
Yeah.
So while y'all
America
worried about Trump and Kanye, it's a lot of stuff that Trump has going on with these trade wars with these other countries that's really going to affect us even once he gets out of the office. So I could really care less about that interview. Just saying.
All right, man. Well, pray for the country, I guess. Pray for Brazilians. Pray for Brazilian waxes and mesothelioma. What else can we pray for?
So I know you saw last week, Friday, right? The verdict was out.
For the first time in nearly 50 years, a Chicago police officer has been found guilty of murder in an on-duty shooting.
The verdict. What we call that last week? The trial of the decade.
Yeah.
Jury finds the defendant, Jason Van Dyke, guilty of second-degree murder.
Conviction on a charge of second-degree murder plus 16 counts of aggravated battery for each of the 16 shots he fired into 17-year-old Laquan McDonald on that October night 4 years ago.
And now we could go home tonight and sleep knowing that Laquan is at peace.
Which to my understanding, and please forgive me if I give you fake news right here, is saying that there was first degree murder, but there was mitigating circumstances.
Well, because first degree, they say, has to be premeditated.
Yeah.
And if you're a cop, it's slim chances to none that you're going to ever get first degree murder because it's not technically premeditated.
It's like, dude, I was trained to possibly kill you every day, depending on what you're doing. So.
And he wasn't found guilty on the misconduct.
So it was like, man, you killed this man unpremeditatedly, and you were okay for doing it, but you shouldn't have did it.
You shouldn't have did it 16 times.
You shouldn't have did it. You shouldn't have killed him 16 times. You should have killed him once.
I mean, because I watched it. I watched the stuff he said. I watched what the prosecution and the defense, everybody said. And he might have gotten away if it was 4 shots. But 16 you just can't justify
That's 4 squared, my nigga.
at all.
You can't get away with 16.
When all the other officers said they didn't feel any threat or danger. And so they did talk to the jurors afterwards.
Right.
And
now that was entertaining. That was entertaining because it was like, I guess it was 12 jurors and then I don't know how many alternates. And I guess they asked all of them like, yo, so does anybody want to be interviewed?
Only
and everybody
3.
was like, yeah, I'll be on audio. And it was 3 lonely souls like, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And it was a sister.
A
it
white
seemed
guy.
like a Hispanic lady. Or like kind of mixed lady, and then a white guy.
Yeah.
And it was just funny to me. And it's kind of like when they say believing is seeing. You know how they always try to act. They try to portray us in the media to not look as smart as certain other people.
This woman was the lone African American on the panel, which deliberated for 7 hours.
We looked at all the evidence and we ruled on it accordingly.
Yeah.
People. And I remember the sister, they was asking her questions. She was like, well, shoot, I ain't like who at the bam. And the lady was up there with a stank-ass attitude, who at the bam, blah, blah, blah. So then the reporter was like, and you, sir, what do you have to say? Like, they wanted the white man's opinion on that one. They was like, this is emotional, G. Like, give us some non-biased feedback. But it was hella entertaining, in my opinion. For them to be like, it was never a question of guilty, not guilty. It was how fucking guilty. I'm like, damn. Like, they was like watching the news. They was on social media. I mean, they could say they wasn't. But they were very much so impacted by everything surrounding the case. And I do agree with the defense. And don't whatever. You wasn't going to get no fair trial in Cook County, because there was so much information in Cook County. Because why would you bring in a special prosecutor from outside Cook County, but you wouldn't move the trial to somewhere outside of Cook County? That's like saying Emmett Till should have been tried in the South versus the North. I don't even know if Emmett Till had a trial.
No, because she lied. And she just admitted that shit.
But you feel me? Okay, well, you don't have to feel me. Y'all feel me? Because at the end of the day, Cook County was not fucking with that shit, dog. Jason Van Dyke alone cost millions of dollars to the city and the taxpayers in Cook County. And we got all this information leading up to the trial, blah, blah, blah. And if you pick 12 people from anywhere in Cook County, they've heard about the shit. If you pick somebody from outside the county, there's a higher chance that they like not in tune with the story.
And
Is
they
all
can
I'm
Google
saying.
it. Okay, I'll
That's
say
all
this.
I'm saying.
Even if they had it outside of the county, I still think he would have been guilty.
I don't
16
disagree
shots,
with that. I
right?
do not disagree with
You
that.
can
But
have
I'm
a-
just talking about the reason that you can move it and move or make a whatever to get it
so
moved
what? It's
is for that
been
reason.
many trials that black men have been
Totally
on trial
agree.
for,
Totally
and
agree.
they didn't move it out the state,
But
the
it's-
county, and it was
it's-
an all-white
But
male
it's like the Cosby
juror.
situation. It's not saying Cosby shouldn't have went to jail. It's saying everybody else should as well. That's
Yeah.
all I'm saying. So it's not like
So we're saying
it
all
shouldn't
these other
have been
cops should
moved.
have-
It's saying there's hella other cases that should have been moved as well. That's all I'm saying. Go ahead.
We don't even need to say that, okay? He's guilty. We're moving on.
Rest in peace, nigga. Tell your butt to rest in peace,
For
man.
real.
I
Good
feel
luck with that.
Now this was my thing. So I had to look up the difference between concurrent and consecutive, and I thought that he was just gonna serve 6 to 20, just all at once. They was like, no, when you're done with this 6 to 20, you start the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one, up to
For each
16.
count.
Yeah. So I guess the bare minimum that he can get is 16 times 6, whatever that may be, right? And the maximum he can get is 20 times 6.
Well, I've been hearing people say 3.
Oh, like getting out early on good behavior, da da da. So I don't know how that works, but if you get sentenced,
Because you got to serve
6
what,
years, and you gotta
85%
serve-
of your time,
That's
or?
not 3, 85%. of
That's
6
why I
is
was
at least
like,
4.
where are you guys getting your
It's at
math?
least 4.
He's gonna be there for a while.
I feel like we need to go back to school. But it was just funny how everybody became a lawyer when they said, "Oh, matter of fact,
I've been in
he
jail.
pretty
I
much
done
got
been
off."
there.
Ooh, I just-
Yeah,
how did
you?
he get off?
No, it
The
sounds
nigga
to me
said,
like
"Man,
he got
can I go
convicted.
home and kiss my sweet baby?"
Yeah, and they said no.
This nigga go to jail.
Yeah,
No,
go have a seat.
Don't pass go. So I mean, I feel like. Wow, there's a lot of activists that were involved, and shout out to the activists that really. And
William
some
Calloway.
writer, there was some writer.
Brandon Smith,
that
he was the journalist.
The journalist.
He
dog.
worked with William side by side to
This
help
was a
get these
community
facts
conviction,
out.
man, and
Yep.
I really like the fact and the power that shows. But I do think that he was a sacrificial lamb for the system. I feel like this happens all the time. It got so much exposure at the wrong political time that they was like, heads must roll. Same thing happened with your boy McCarthy. They said, you got to go. Same thing happened with Anita Alvarez. You got to go. Same thing is happening with Rahm, not rerunning. You got to go. And shit rolls downhill. Jason Van Dyke, since you got us all in this, you got to go.
How many black men have been killed across the states and ain't nobody went to jail?
5,500,000.
I was about to say, for real?
Nah,
No.
it was. I don't have these stats. I don't have these
But
stats.
that's what I'm saying. None of them have been. The guy who killed Fidel Castro, he ain't go to jail. So yes, one of y'all needs to go to jail. Goodbye.
It's Jason Van Dyke.
No slow claps. Moving on.
Speaking of moving on, have you heard about your boy Jimmy Buckets Butler?
No.
You know who that is.
Yeah.
Former Bull.
Yeah, I
right?
like Jimmy.
So they took the Chicago Bulls and made them the Chicago Timberwolves and added a couple little pieces around them, right? So they got big Karl Anthony Towns, also known as Cat, out of, I want to say he was out of Kentucky. You got Anthony Wiggins, who was a #1 draft pick by the Cavaliers a couple years back, and then got traded over to the Timberwolves for Kevin Love, the big white boy that was hooping with LeBron for a couple years.
Right, I know him.
And they got Jeff Teague, who gave us a lot of problems in the playoffs, and he was a point guard for the Atlanta Hawks. All of them, as well as Taj, as well as Jimmy, as well as Luau Deng,
All them
former
up
Bull.
there?
Everybody. They even had Jamal Crawford until last season. So they had a nice team on paper.
Okay.
But it never really curled all the way over.
Right,
you
'cause
know
it
what I'm
sounds
saying?
good.
Like, on paper, it looked good. They was always getting that exit in the first round because they in the West Coast, right?
Right.
Man, your boy, Jimmy Buckets, wants a trade. He wants to go anywhere but Minnesota, right?
I don't blame him.
This nigga has been ranting and raving in the media like all season and a little bit of preseason. I don't want to be here, wah, wah, wah. Bitch,
Yeah.
I'm a baby. Let me get out of here, right? He goes into practice, and the starters, minus him, sitting there practicing, blah, blah. He said, man, y'all niggas some bums. Y'all some suckers, man. We out the bam. Give me this man, this man, this man, and this man, and we finna play y'all. And he took the reserves from the team, scrimmaged the starters, and was killing these niggas, right?
The starters.
He was killing the starters and proving to them, like, that's why I don't want to be here. Y'all niggas is weak as fuck. Y'all need me. He's yelling at the general manager. He's yelling at the owner. He's cussing everybody out, G. And then he goes into a press conference yesterday and was like, I mean, yeah, I did that shit. You know what I'm saying? These niggas soft. This nigga Cat, Karl Anthony Towns, a 7-footer, but he moves like a power forward or something like that. He was like, every time he would get the ball, I'd be like, I'm guarding you, nigga. What you gonna do? He would be like, pass, I'm just gonna pass. Anthony Wiggins, he was like, he's the most athletic person on the team, but nobody plays harder than me. At the end of the day, these niggas ain't worth playing with, and I'm trying to get up out of here. And it's just interesting. Like I've never seen anything like this on the NBA frontier, where somebody is that bold and that disgruntled, but then thinking somebody else gonna pick you up. Like you got to be very, very, very good for somebody to deal with that type of personality. You know what I'm saying?
But if he on a team that fits, he probably won't have that demeanor.
But I think that he is not trying to get on a team that fits and play second fiddle. He's trying to be the man on the team. And Jimmy Butler, as good as he is not the number one that's going to get you anywhere unless you're in the East and you're just aspiring to go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Like he can't control the team.
Why won't he go play with Kyrie?
Now I did hear that Kyrie, he said something like, man, I hope to be here next year if you guys will have me, maybe, possibly. So he might still be in Boston, but I don't know if Boston has room for Jimmy. I think he's more of I'm finna go to New York, I'm finna go to LA Clippers, I'm gonna see if I can get Kawhi over here, whatever.
Yeah, I know, I'm always pro.
But it's just interesting to me to know that Jimmy is such a dog. And just now reflecting back on D Rose's descent and Jimmy Butler's ascension, it's like it makes sense. Like he wasn't backing down from D Rose, he ain't backing down from the Timberwolves, he ain't backing down from nobody.
What is he playing? That is the most injured ass
playing
ball
right
player
now,
ever.
but that's still our boy, man. That's still our boy, man.
Why?
A Rose from the concrete. The story.
But is he
so
playing?
Good his first 18 months.
Exactly.
He was so good.
Can we move on from that D Rose?
We've moved, and Jimmy has moved past him, but he's just a very a highly polarizing figure right now in the media. And I just want to know, like, what are y'all comments on that? Do y'all think he's playing it the right way? If you're disgruntled, should you kind of keep it close to the breast? And man, we saw what happened with Kawhi. They sent his ass to Toronto. Nobody wants to live in Toronto. You want to visit, but you might not want to live in Toronto. You know what I'm saying?
It's better than Minnesota.
It is. I will give you that. I will give you that. So let me ask you this one last thing before we move into our favorite topic on this and the third, which is none other than relationships. What happened in your Uber ride today, man? Because I was hearing some buzz about the studio.
So I got an Uber to go pick up my car, right?
Uber Pool or?
No.
Hold on. Before you go there, have you used Uber Pool?
I like Uber Pool.
Have you noticed that it went from Uber Pool Express, Uber Pool, and regular Uber to now just Uber Pool? And you're going to walk a few fucking blocks if you want to save money on your car insurance by switching to Geico.
Is that what that little walking emblem is?
They slowly introduced it. Like you used to have an option, I want to walk, or I want to get in a pool, but I want to get picked up at my doorstep. Now it's, nigga, anytime you get a pool, go to the corner.
Okay, so it might, I saw that little option on my phone, and because I never chose it, it's not on my phone no more.
I use it so frequently. These niggas made me walk like 8
blocks. No, if I do the pool, it'll say pool, and they come to my door. But I did see that, and I was like, I read it. I said, let me see what this is.
Maybe I fat thumbed it, but I feel like they didn't give me a choice today. They
said,
nigga,
sometimes you don't read it, and if you just press it.
They got it. It's in my default settings. Okay. So you're in a regular Uber.
Regular Uber. It was a black guy, right? He had a Lincoln MKZ, nice car.
Hey, nigga.
And driving me to pick up my car.
Making my way.
He was not going fast. He, as far as I knew, he put on all his blinkers, turning signals, everything, right?
She wasn't watching.
And
nobody watches that in Uber. This nigga didn't see
No,
it.
I hear it. You can hear it because he didn't have the music on.
Ah, okay.
So we turn. Next thing I know, whoop whoop. I'm like, that's you.
That's the sound of the police.
I said, they pulling you over? He said, yeah.
He said, that's for us?
I'm like, I got places to be. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I have shit to do. I don't have time for this.
Dude.
So 2 officers come to his side. 1 comes to the passenger side. 3 officers right away. That's unusual to me because I ain't never had 3 officers come to my car for me.
That's a bit much. Where y'all at? What area?
We were right on, he got stopped on 75th and Harvard.
I'm clear. Oh.
So right by that school.
Yeah.
And is it?
Kind of hot by Harvard.
Apparently, I don't know.
Was it during dismissal?
They was about to get out. Yeah, it was like 2:45.
There's a lot going on by the store, by the currency exchange over there.
But it was construction in the street, so it really wasn't no traffic, wasn't nobody out.
Okay.
So they pull him over. And he like, yo, take this. I'm like, okay.
That's a terrible size. Hey.
The fact that we always got to tape our interactions, now that's crazy.
He said, help me.
He like, so the guy immediately said, can I get your license? And then he said, do you have any weapons in the car?
Oh, he escalated it immediately.
I'm like, And so the guy was like, yeah, I got my
Concealed and carry?
yeah, my piece.
Right here.
You know, but he had his arms on the steering wheel, you know. And
here.
he said, okay, so the one on the passenger side said he's going to reach in and grab it for you while we do this check. But what is even the point of that? If you're doing the check.
Oh, yeah, that's a gun.
So he pulled the gun, he holds the gun, the guy, you know, takes his license, and the
wait till-
other two go walk back. The other guy's like, yeah, you know, if I was Ubering, I'd be carrying my piece too, but can you carry it? You know, my wife, she drives Uber, and she's always nervous, and I tell her, but she told me that you couldn't carry a gun if you drive
was
Uber.
saying this?
The cop.
Oh.
I'm in the back seat like, nigga, we ain't your friend, we don't give a shit.
What side are you
What
on?
your wife
Oh,
is
this
doing?
is good cop. This is good cop. I got you.
So I'm like, whatever. They didn't even go long because he clean. He said he got his shit in order. They came back. All right, sir, here go your stuff. The reason we pulled you over is because you signal late. Bullshit.
What time do I have?
You signal late. So when
Where's
we
my
drove off,
Rules of the road book that Jesse White gave me.
when we drove
The
off,
fuck?
the guy was like, he saw them U-turn once he turned onto 75th. He said, yeah, I saw them make a U-turn and they pulled behind me. He was like, they had to run my plates to know that I have a conceal and carry. Because that was the first thing he asked after give me your license.
Right.
So I'm like, they must have thought they was going to get something, get you slipping without your card, or maybe you thought you was
Oh,
selling
you have
something.
to have the card on you?
Yeah.
You can't just have a picture of it like you can do your insurance card?
I wouldn't, not here.
I don't use paper.
I would keep that wherever your wallet is, I would keep it in your wallet. Just because of how
It's tattooed right here.
how they did him. And so my thing, and then they said, oh, you're working. Yeah, niggas, I just ain't sitting in the back seat for the hell of it.
You don't see my Uber sticker turned on? Bitch.
Man, it was some crap. So I don't know. I feel like cops I think they're
Thirsty.
tense right
Yeah,
now
there's-
because of the situation. Did you see, I think it was in Inglewood. I'm not sure. Don't get me wrong. But a girl spit in the cop's face. Then she went into this house, right?
They in this bitch without a watch. Let me go. Let me go.
Oh, beat it out, can't do that fucking job. You a ball head ass. He trying to win.
Hey, y'all ass tweaking in here, folks. Hey, y'all ain't got no room.
You fuck them up? No,
We can lock the doors and fuck them up.
Fuck them up. Get us help.
Fuck them up.
Hey, close that door. Lock that door.
Yeah, tweaking.
Hey, y'all ain't got no warrant, folks.
They sure don't got no warrant.
Hey, y'all ain't got no warrant. Hey, let him go, folks. Let him go, folks.
Take bitch ass out. Take the fuck up.
Hey,
Take the fuck up. Take the fuck up. Take the fuck up. Take the fuck up.
I ain't near you. Hey, I ain't near you. I want you to let that bitch blow. I want you to let that bitch blow.
Yeah,
let it blow. Let it blow. Let that bitch. Let that bitch blow. Blow that bitch. Blow that bitch. Blow that bitch. Shoot that bitch. What you scared? What you scared? What you scared? Blow that bitch. We want to see you blow that bitch. Hold on. Blow that bitch. You got your hand on the trigger. What's your name? What is your name? You have no warrant.
And then you had Superintendent Knucklehead talking about some.
The brother.
Yeah,
Jones.
I'm done with him.
What's
Eddie
his name?
Johnson.
Johnson. One of them J's.
I'm done with him.
Jordan.
He was like, they were just complete fools and they needed to be treated like
Eddie
fools.
Johnson. That sounds like some Eddie Johnson type shit.
The reason I don't rock with Eddie no more is because it was a press conference and they asked him, what do you think about this police culture of protecting the shield? How is that affecting their everyday job? This dude said, to my knowledge, I don't know anything about this culture. It doesn't exist. He looked in that camera and lied.
Yeah, so.
Like, are you kidding me?
There.
Yeah, so I don't rock with him no more.
And that's the thing, man. Like, we can at least respect the fact that Kanye and Trump are fucking insane, but they own it.
Yeah.
Versus, I'm not insane. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? What insanity?
That doesn't exist. What are you talking about?
Insanity is insane.
And he was on,
you're a fucking cop.
what's that show with a boy from Good Morning America now has his own show. Comes on at 11.
Michael Strahan.
He was on that show.
Good days.
Yeah, he
Some
was
shit.
on that show about 2 weeks ago, talking about how his son gave him his kidney. Nigga, who cares? I'm sorry. Nobody
I
cares.
wish your son was a renigger. Because if he could take that kidney back, did he die by giving his father his kidney?
No, he's on the police force. His son's on
His
the
son?
police force. Good luck.
Well, I'm not going to say I wish he was a renigger, but I'm just saying you don't deserve an extra kidney, bro. Like, if you smoked yours or drank yours, what do you do to a kidney? You drink it away? You drank your kidney away with your cop friends at an Irish pub. You deserve to die from kidney failure. I'm just saying.
You think he hanging out?
listen
I don't
to
even think
anybody.
he in that club.
Yeah, he's not one of the
He
guys.
just, no, I don't think so.
He just Eddie goddamn Johnson. Okay.
Guess.
So what happened to Bishop Johnson?